have one baby down, the other one's playing with daddy, so I get to do that. And I always put a headband right before I do it because I want to make sure that I get the foundation all around here because you don't want that that line. I make sure to blend all my foundation in there. You can even see my baby's hairs there. But anyways, to start my face, I already did all my skincare, and then I'm going to start it out with the Luminous Dewy Mist. I do like this. If you're oily, I wouldn't recommend it because it makes you look glowy. So you don't want that if you're really oily. You're only supposed to do 2. But I put a lot, like with everything. And I do that. I have oily combination skin. So if you're wondering, I can get away with it. I only get oily here. So that's why I'm going to put the Benefit Porefessional right in my T-zone because that is where I get really oily. And I just don't want to I want to make sure I don't get super oily there. I also get big pores right there, so I'm trying to hide that. And I have big pores right here. I don't know if everyone does. I don't know if it's a Latina thing, but like my mom has it. It's like hereditary. But we all have it right here, so I try to hide that as much as possible. Now, I'm going to do a little concoction. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing it because it is warm here. We're almost at 100 degrees already, and we're just in the beginning of April, so I don't know how these Coachella people are doing it. And it's really windy outside too. So I'm going to get the Reveal Algenist Concentrated Luminizing Drop. You don't need these. I only do it for the extra dew, but you don't need that. I'm going to take off my wedding rings just so I can mix it. I put it at the back of my hand, so you'll see here. I might be running low on this. Oh no, there it is. So I put it at the back of my hand. You'll see here. It's that kind of consistency. And then I use my Double Wear Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, which I love, in 2W2. Now, I am Hispanic, but I don't run super yellow. I'm a neutral, so this, if you're like not super pink, but not super warm tone, this is actually a perfect color for you. Like, I'm Hispanic, but most Hispanic people, and then I'm going to mix it. You'll see me just mixing it. So, my hands are clean, even though it looks not super hygienic. I am hygienic, I promise. Then I just dot it. Now, it's super important to warm it up in your skin because you want that product to get really warm in there. Concealer I am going to use is the Maybelline Age Rewind. I really do like this concealer. It's affordable and I go back to it. And if you're have more mature skin, I do recommend this because it doesn't make you, like, it doesn't settle into your fine lines. And I do see that I'm young. I'm 28, and for it to like settle into my lines, that's not really good. So I do it here because, like I said, I get oily right there. I make sure to get in there because those are the first plates my makeup comes off. And then I get the Beauty Blender, put this under water. Don't use it just like this. My favorite color is the black one. The Laura Mercier translucent powder. It is really good, but I'm trying to get like really clean ingredient stuff, so I wouldn't recommend this if you're in the more natural ingredients. It doesn't have the best ingredients in it. A good alternative is the Well People translucent powder. If you're familiar with La Mer, I have heard that it's a dupe for the La Mer pressed powder, so you know what's good if it's that kind of a dupe. Now, if you want, you can put your pressed powder all over your face. And the reason I say that is if you're not really good at blending your bronzer, you probably should do that because then it's going to be easier for you to blend. Now, I'm going to do, let me wipe this off. I'm going to do bronzer. If you need a drugstore bronzer, a really good drugstore bronzer is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I really, really enjoy that one. For a higher end, I use the Hourglass Diffuse Bronze Light. I really like this one for a higher end. But the Butter Bronzer, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's, like, these both are just equally as good. Like, I wouldn't say one is better than the other. So you might as well just pay for the cheaper one. But I just like this one for the summer more because it has like little like shimmer to it almost, so it makes you look glowy versus the Butter Bronzer is more matte. So it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking, for some dimension, go for the Butter Bronzer. But if you're looking for like a J-Lo bronze, then go for this one. The other one I really like too is the Becca Capri Coast, I think, for my complexion, for like fair skin complexion, like fair to light medium complexion. But if you're like a deeper complexion, I wouldn't recommend that. No, I love bronzer, so. We actually went to the pool yesterday, and seriously, like, we got burned. And we were only out there 20 minutes, and my husband, he's Lebanese too. So he gets tan like so easy, so he got tan right away. But because the sun is so hot here, I'm going to get the Tarte Party. These blushes last the longest that I've seen in any other blush. So I do recommend that if you are oily and you see that your blush is the first thing that gets off. I smile, put it right there. And a little trick, sometimes you go a little heavy-handed, well, at least I do. Go a little heavy-handed with my bronzer, and sometimes you'll see that you have like for instance here, my bronzer is below this line, and you don't want it to go any below because the reason why you do that is so you have a more chiseled face. So what you can do is actually get your translucent powder, and they call it baking, and you just get it and literally make the own line right here. You can see it right there. It's already kind of fixing it so it looks way more blended. You see how that looks? See, that makes it look so much more. Now, the next thing is, I have a big old eyelash right here. Next thing I'm going to do is eyebrows. One of my favorites is the Benefit Cream Gel Pomade thing. It's in this, and it has its little head that you can use its brush, and it's actually surprisingly good. Most of the times those are not good, but those are good in this case. There's a movie coming out. Well, it is out. My husband and I are going to go watch it tonight. It's I Can Only Imagine. I'm pretty excited to go watch it because it's how he's made the song, and it looks really sweet. So that's what that's my husband's name is Roman. So what you'll see here is I'm outlining, and then what I do is I brush it right out so it looks more natural. Now, for here, you kind of wanted to have like the lightest hand because sometimes, like even me, I have like little block eyebrows, and sometimes I feel like, if you guys have seen SpongeBob, I feel like Patrick with his little block eyebrows. Look, I got heavy-handed already talking over here. And you can clean it up with concealer. I went really heavy-handed right there. You could tell right there. It's okay though. I can fix it with concealer. I'm not too worried. I try to keep acrylics on, but it's just really unrealistic when you have babies because it's like, not only can you hurt yourself, like that's not the big deal. It's I don't want to hurt my kids with the acrylic nails. And I always have coffin nails because I have little chubby fingers, and it makes your fingers look a little elongated and skinnier. So that's why I always go for that one, but I can't do it like that. If you hear the wind in the background, I'm telling you, it's so windy outside. So that's why you hear the wind. Now I'm going to get this little brush and kind of clean it up. This is a Wet n Wild brush. It's like super cheap. And what I'll do is I'll just clean it up. That's what I love it. And so like for instance, you can do this. Get your concealer and kind of get some product on it. And so what? You see? It looks so much cleaner. You see how that much, and I'll blend it out, but you'll see like how you could just fix. It's actually really hard to talk doing your eyebrows. And then I'm going to kind of, there you go. Fix the top right here where I messed up earlier. You see, it's such an easy fix. People take things so seriously. And it's not a big deal. No one's gonna come like look at your eyebrows like up close and personal to see it. And then I get this L'Oreal Brow Stylist. I love this because I don't have a lot of eyebrows to work with. So this makes me look like I have fuller eyebrows. And you'll see how I just stroke it up. And especially right there, I have like this weird crazy eyebrow. And here you want to go up so it looks a little fuller. Up. Awesome. You can hear my daughter in the background. And then after that, what I do is I actually get a transition color. Now, you can get a translucent color from anything. I actually have my little pot here that I use a lot. And the transition color, you can tell already, is from Makeup Geek, and it's Peach Smoothie. I use that a ton. That is the only one I have hit pan on. And then, like, really, that's all I use. The majority of it is, like, I go nuts on that. And the reason you do that is because you don't want your other eyeshadows to look patchy. Like, have you noticed that some people, they look like they have crazy eyeshadow? It's just because they didn't have anything to set it on top. Like, they probably put it on a cream and didn't set it. So this really does help. So you see, like, I'm just pretty much making it like a base for my other eyeshadows. So if anything is patchy, it's going to be the transition shade, not the actual shade that you want to see. And I really like it. And I'm going to go in with orange soda. I love orange. If you have brown eyes, like me, I have really like caca eyebrows. I mean caca, well that too, but I have caca eye color. So orange really makes the brown pop, if that's even like a thing. It does make it pop. I mean, you gotta work with something. If you don't have colored eyes, you have to make your brown eyes work. So I get the orange soda right there. You see how it just looks so pretty already, and we're only starting. I'm gonna work just from this palette. So if you guys have this palette, then you can do this look. And if you don't have that creme brulee, that transition color, like let's say this is the only palette you have, you can get your Laura Mercier powder and then set your whole eye area with that instead of doing a transition color so it doesn't look patchy. So don't worry if you don't have Persea translucent color and with you at the moment. Here, really like that one. It's talking to me. Oh, I love that. It's not moving though, but we'll fix that. Okay. So this. Now, it's gonna look sloppy in the beginning. Like right now it looks sloppy, but it's okay. We'll fix all of that. So what I do is get like a fluffier brush and it's clean and then start cleaning all that out. Don't use that other brush that I was using for setting it down. It was too stiff. I made a mistake with that, but it's okay. So as you can see, I'm leaving this section like pretty much with no pigment on it, and you'll see why. I'm gonna do like a little, I'm gonna brighten that area up. Now what you can do, I'm going to try to warm the outer edges up. So what I'm going to do is get a deeper color in the soft glam as well. And I'm going to go with Cypress Umber. And it's the one closest to the black. So it's that one. I'm going to use that one. And then I'm going to pat off the excess and then go like this. Just so it has a little more dimension. And all I'm going to do is just to the outer edge. So now I'm going to go back with the one that I had the sienna and I was smoothing it out. So I'm going to go right here, go all over. I'm going to bring it right in there just so it makes my eyes look a little bit bigger. I have pretty big eyes already, so it's not like I really need help in that area. But why not? This one. And I put it on the top, and this is a little trick. Like if you've seen, you got a little carry away with the darker colors and you just put this on top, it kind of like cancels out the darker colors and it like makes it look cleaner. So that's why I did that. I forgot to tell you that. So then now you see how it looks a little more put together, like it's not so patchy. And then what I'm gonna do is I have the Tarte Top Yacht, and I'm gonna put that right in the middle. You'll see that. I used my MAC 242 brush, and I'm just gonna put it right there. And oh my god, look how pigmented this is. Like this by itself makes it look like I took like 5 hours doing this. Oh, I think one of the specks went in my eyeball though. So pretty. This is why I say you probably shouldn't do eyeshadow if you are in a rush because it's time consuming. So you can see here, I'm doing it higher than my actual crease. And the reason I do that is because I have a little hooded eyes. So it's kind of making an illusion that my eyes are, my eyelids are a little bit bigger. I'm going to close that. And I have an eyelash again there. And then the same clean brush that I was using to clean up the other colors, I'm going to use it again. Clearly it's not clean because I was cleaning out the others. And then I just go over the line so it's not such a distinct line. And look how pretty that looks. Right? And then I'm going to curl my eyelashes with this. It's a Surratt eyelash. And I don't know if you noticed, if you have big eyes like me, like this part, the whole thing doesn't fit my whole eyelash. So this one's perfect because this one fits my whole eyelid, or like my whole eye. So it's not like half of my eyelashes are curled and the other half are not. So I start at the base, go to the middle, start at the base, go to the middle. This one's not behaving. There you go. And then I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Perversion. Like I said, if you do not like clumpy lashes or if you don't like a wet formula, do not get this. I like my eyelashes to look just slightly clumpy. So I do like this. I'm out of focus. And what I do is I wiggle it right at the base. And the reason I do that is so it gives the illusion that you have more eyelashes than you do. Because if I just went straight up and down, they're going to look super spiky and not thick. Versus if you wiggle it from up and down, they look so much thicker. Clean that up because I see it's a little patchy. There you go. And then what I do too is I go under my under eye with a shade 2 just so it can bring out my eyes. So usually what I do is the darkest color that I put on. So the Cypress one, that deep brown one, I'm going to put it underneath my eyes. Right here. Try to connect it to the top and you'll see why right now. You see, like, I'm gonna, obviously blend it out, but then I get this little flat top. This is the Morphe 482. I'm gonna go top here. You see that? And now I'm gonna blend it out. And this is why I said that I usually do my eyeshadow first, is because now I have fallout all here, but I can clean it up. But that is why I do it usually first. And then what I'm going to do is do the inner corner highlight because that makes a huge deal in making your eyes look bigger. So I have MAC Nylon. That's an eyeshadow color. And then I will put it right there. And it'll definitely make your eyes pop more. is I'll go back with mascara for the bajillion time. Wherever it is. It's like hiding from me because I've abused the heck out of this thing. And you'll see right here. Now they're nice and thick the way I like the mascara to be. And then what you can do is, my favorite highlighter is from Estee Lauder, the Heat Wave. Comes as this beautiful packaging. I actually give this as gifts because it's so pretty to look at. Even if you don't use it, it looks really pretty if you have a little like a yellow undertone. Now you don't have to be completely yellow, but I mean, it looks so pretty. And you see how much that glows? Like, you don't have to go that much on it, but I like it like that. Especially since we're gonna be out at night, like I want it to be like poppin'. And then if you have a little wider nose, I do. So what I'll do is I'll actually get my bronzer and I'll shape the shape of my nose. So what I do is I'll go here, or you can get like a brown eyeshadow and go here. See how it looks a little cray-cray right there? But you see how it just cut off my nose already? Here. It was so funny. My aunt actually asked me one time, like, your nose is really not thin. And in pictures, it looks so thin. How do you get it? Do you like Photoshop it? I'm like, no. Literally, I just use my bronzer to do that. This is what I mean when I say that. I went a little heavy-handed right there. I'm gonna go my... There you go. See? So it really helps. Right there. I already have a longer nose, so I don't need to go up here like some people. Inside, you can do a nude color, and it makes your eyes look a little bit bigger. And just get in here, and you'll see it really brightens up your eyes. Okay, and then for my under lashes, I'm pretty extra. I do the MAC Giga Black Lash, and I actually, cause the reason I do this one is because it's such a small mascara that it doesn't transfer down. So then after that, I'm going to use the Morphine setting powder, and you'll see. And I'm ready for date night. You don't have to do this much. I just love it. So I'm gonna do my hair, and then we will see you in the next video.